My 26F boyfriend, 33M, says I am too negative. How can I adjust how I speak while staying true to myself? We have been dating for a little over a year. My boyfriend has brought up a few times that I am too negative or have negative opinions on things. Currently, I am trying to get a job in my career field, though it is very difficult. Having dealt with a ton of rejections, I am becoming numb to the rejections, but I am still hopeful about finding a job. I continue applying, reaching out to people, going to career events, etc. One example of him calling me negative is after I took an assessment for a job. I got the email, and the email stated that I failed the assessment and am no longer being considered for the job. For me, I was just like, okay, whatever. That is not what I wanted to hear, but I will move on and try again somewhere else. I processed it and just told myself about what I learned and how I can do better in the future. He asked me about the assessment and I told him I failed it. He said I shouldn't think about it as a failure. I told him, the email literally said I failed it and I am okay with that. But he continued to tell me that I shouldn't be negative about it because maybe I just missed it by 1 point, or maybe their grading system is messed up, or maybe this or maybe that. For me, I already moved on. I don't sit around and think about what I can't control. I used to do that, and I only wasted time and emotions. I wasn't upset for long after finding out that I failed the assessment. He said he doesn't like the word fail and that I am being negative towards myself for using it. This became a whole argument, and I just felt weird that I can't state exactly what the email I received said without him telling me that I am a negative person. I am just stating a fact. And I tried to reassure him that I was okay and wasn't upset about it, that it wasn't going to set me back in my job hunt. But he kept pushing me to think more positively. I thought that moving on from this assessment and continuing to try was positive. Another example was when I was talking about a potential interview with a recruiter for a job. I was somewhat excited, but also not, because I've been through so many processes so many times and I have learned that a screen is not a promise that I am getting a job or going further in the 4 to 6 step interview process. Yes, there are unfortunately that many steps sometimes. I'm not mad about it. It just is what it is. He was all congratulatory and excited and pretty much talking about it as if I had already received an offer. I told him I was happy he was so excited, but that it was just a potential phone screen. There is a part of me that is starting to get annoyed at false hope. So I do think I could be negative about potential leads on jobs. I have just been shot down and don't want to get too excited about anything, so I have a hard time sharing any excitement. To this, he told me that I hate positivity. I asked what he meant, and he said that I am just automatically assuming that I won't get the job. I told him I am not assuming that. I am just trying to not get my hopes up. I feel as if I can't say things for what they are. I have no problem expressing that, but when I do, he tells me I hate positivity. I don't. I am positive about many things. I am excited about many things. I don't have the job I want in my career field yet, but I am excited for my future when I do get that job. But when I say things as they are in the moment, he lectures me about how I am wrong and I shouldn't think that way. I honestly don't see any other way to think, though. The facts of the matter are staring me in the face and I am just supposed to ignore them? I'm not sure what I am supposed to do. I can't ignore something for what it is, but I also don't want to be a negative person to be around for my boyfriend. We have talked about not bringing up the job hunt in our conversations at all, and I agreed to this. But he keeps bringing it up. I have asked if he's sure he wants to talk about it because it has caused problems in the past, but he says it's fine. Then I'll talk honestly about the hunt, and if there's anything negative about it, he starts an argument. I am wondering if I should just completely reject talking about my job hunt altogether, even if he insists on speaking about it? Or is there another way I can state the facts in a more positive way? I'm not sure how to do that. My tone is never bad, and I always talk about how I am continuing to try. I only brought examples of my job hunt because it is a constant in my life right now, but this has occurred in other conversations as well. I recently met with a friend. She and I are both in similar situations where it is difficult to find work. Everything is expensive, hard to find an affordable place to live, etc. And I felt like I was able to talk freely for the first time in a long time. And there was nothing about our conversation that had either of us feeling like the other was being negative. We were just talking about the state of the world / our lives, etc. That feels impossible with my BF right now. So just wondering if anyone has any tips on how I can stay true to myself but have non-argumentative conversations with him. I say true to myself because I really have a hard time ignoring the facts of the matter just to stay positive. So is there any way I can still express myself honestly without upsetting him? Sorry, this is so long. TLDR, boyfriend says I am negative when I am just stating a fact or how I feel. I am often positive about many things, but he insists that I hate positivity. I feel like I am not doing anything more than just stating the facts of the matter of whatever we're talking about. Sometimes the facts are not happy, but they are what they are. How can I talk about things without upsetting him?